me ask you something. Do you know someone in your family or among your friends that tells stories in a way where you just don't want to not listen to it, and you always want to listen what's gonna be next and what's gonna be the end, and you feel all these emotions as this person is telling the story? Well, let me tell you something. There's a science behind telling stories the right way, and everyone can learn how to tell stories. And in today's video, I want to show you that Casey Neistat, a YouTuber, is probably one of the king of telling stories. Each of his videos tell the stories, and there's 3 steps that allow him to tell stories in a very captivating way. And I will teach you that in this video today. Now, if you think you know how to tell stories, I want you to rethink that right now. You probably tell the stories too fast, right? And you arrive at the end and people are like, oh, okay, that's it. Or maybe you tell the stories too long and people get really bored. Or you just don't even know how to create an amazing build-up so that people are like waiting for the end. So I really want you to pay attention to these 3 steps that I'm going to tell you, because if you apply them in your stories, you will see that women will be way more captivated by what you say. And in fact, if you know how to tell stories the right way, you will play with the emotions of people. And remember, women are way more emotional than men. So if you can allow women to feel a lot of emotions with you, they will be way more attracted and they will be more likely to see you again. The first step to tell a story in a very captivating way, like Casey Neistat, is to have the setup at the beginning. So what is the setup? The setup is there is a big question that needs to be answered. There is a big problem happening, right? And in all the stories that happens in your life, there's always something, a big question, a big problem. So let's take a really boring example and let's try to make it really interesting. So I'm gonna take the example of me in my place, chilling and deciding to go to the library. That's a very boring story, right? It's something that you could do every day, right? So I am in my place and I'm just chilling and I'm just, enjoying time, watching some YouTube videos, and suddenly I just decide to go to the library. So that would be the setup, right? Now the second step is the conflict. As I go out from my place, I decide to take the metro. I want to change something a little bit. I never take the metro and I just want to enjoy a little bit going to the underground and, meeting people maybe. And as I enter the metro, I see this really beautiful woman. She's blonde with blue eyes and oh my God, she's incredible. And for some reasons, I can't meet her right now. I just feel so anxious and I'm trying to make up excuses because I have to go to the library. And I'm thinking, if I meet her, maybe I won't go to the library and I'm just not gonna find any books to increase my knowledge. So that would be the conflict, right? It sounds a little bit crazy, but that would be the actual conflict where I want to go to the library, but there's this beautiful woman that shows up and I'm like so anxious and I just want to meet her, right? And I'm sure that right now you can feel the emotion. You in the middle of, should I meet the woman or should I go to the library, or should I meet the woman and go to the library? There's all these questions that you start asking yourself, and that's how people start feeling emotions, right? Because there's some kind of a drama, right? And the third step is the resolution. So the resolution would be, in that specific story, I end up not meeting the woman. I was so much in my head, I was so much thinking, and I couldn't do anything, and I was freezed, and then the metro arrived at my station, and I just got out and went to the library. I know, it's terrible, I should have met her, but I didn't. Yeah, so that would be the story, right? And that's how Casey Neistat is telling his stories. If you watch all of his videos, you can see that it's always the same way. There's a big problem, a big question, then there's a conflict, and then there's the resolution. And that's how he created basically his brand. That's how he created millions of views, you know, amazing videos that captivate people. And you can do the same thing when you tell stories to people, to women. You know, if you have a date, you can tell stories this way, and people, especially women, will start to feel a lot of emotions as you tell the story. And that's very attractive. Someone that tells stories the right way is very attractive. Okay, now I have one exercise for you. I want you to remember something that happened in your life. Yeah, any event. And I want you to think of what could be the big question, the big problem, the setup. What would be the conflict and what would be the resolution. And I want you to practice in front of a mirror and tell the stories. And you can also do that while filming yourself, and then look at the video and just see if it's actually captivating. Okay? Thank you for watching the video, guys. I really appreciate it. Give a like to the video if you actually enjoy and if you learn something. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, just do it right now and hit the bell notification. Peace.